What is going on, YouTube people? Today, more nonsense and shenanigans in the sports card world. This time, our favorite group of people, breakers, are involved. We went from company employees to FedEx employees. Now we are on to breakers. This story circulating around the Twitter sphere on Sunday afternoon. Jacob Dillon here purchased a $280 Luminance hobby box from Big Dog Sports Breaks on WhatNot. So basically a personal box rip. Got a Jonathan Brooks out of 10 autograph, running back for the Panthers, Luther Burden III, who I'm not actually sure who that is, and a Justin Herbert out of 10 patch auto. This is the Justin Herbert 10 out of patch auto. Pretty decent box. He values the Herbert at 700. Maybe there's comps on there out that. I don't know that like a fifth year or a third year Justin Herbert patch auto card goes for that much, but whatever. More power to him. He hits it, does great, whatever. As soon as the break ends, the breaker cancels the sale, citing payment did not go through. According to Jacob here, he has proof that the payment did indeed go through. So we're going to go with allegedly here. However, the telltale sign that you did something wrong, the breaker, after getting called out, changed his Instagram handle name. And then when that didn't work, deleted his Instagram. So let's go with this probably actually happened. I'm going to lean that direction because the evidence points that direction, but we'll use allegedly here to protect ourselves. So allegedly, the breaker basically dipped with the cards. Now, we will see what WhatNot's response is to this situation. Part of my reason for making this video is to bring a little bit of awareness to this particular breaker that probably just no longer exists, basically deleted everything. It didn't look like it was a very professional operation to begin with, given the, I mean, this is the camera situation that the guy has running here. Real fancy setup. Basically just looks like someone breaking on their kitchen table. So it's not like he probably has a lot of vested interest in the breaking platform over there on the old WhatNotters. So I'm sure WhatNot will do its thing. This person will probably never see those cards. They'll get refunded back their money. Maybe WhatNot throws them a little bit of bone with some extra credit, but those cards are probably gone, never to be seen again. I want to use this particular example to kind of, let's just have a little chat here for a minute. Some people aren't going to like what I have to say here, but why the hell, I just, someone explain to me why you're buying a hobby box from a breaker to rip for you as a personal. I will never understand that. He paid $280 for a hobby box of Luminance. They're on Dave and Adams for $260 with no tax and probably free shipping. Depending on where you live, you would probably have this in a day or so. Dave and Adams has ridiculously fast shipping, and I'm sure these are readily, if Dave and Adams has them at $260, they're probably all over the place for that price. Or you could get them at your local LCS or from some other online retailer if you so choose. Why are you paying a $20 premium for someone else to open your cards for you? I do not understand personals. I don't understand breaking, period. I mean, I understand it, but personals specifically make no sense to me. None whatsoever. And to take this a step further, just, we'll go semi-rant here, I guess. If you want to talk about things that have ruined the hobby since the pandemic, in my opinion, breaking is near the top of the list. Breaking in general existing is fine. It's the prevalence and the push and the doubling down on breaking as the primary distribution method of cards, or at least the ones that the manufacturers push the most. And in my personal opinion, it's the single biggest reason why boxes are so damn expensive now. Yes, demand is part of it, but a lot of that demand is artificially inflated from breakers buying up the product to then inflate the price to microtransact it so the common man can gamble their life away. And I know breaking existed long before the pandemic and has been around for a very long time. It's the prevalence of, it's the push, it's the how it is now what everyone caters to that I do not like and I do not understand quite personally. If you can't afford to buy a box, then just buy the singles that you want from that product. But I understand we're in a lottery ticket world where you want to chase something. There is no way in hell I am ever paying any sort of premium for someone else to open a pack of cards for me. 0% chance of that. And I get it. It's a way to break down the cost of an expensive product. Sure, in its purest form, that's what it was originally designed for, to split up the $10K price tag on a box of NT. But we've gotten a little bit ridiculous with it, where we're breaking, $200 boxes of Topps Update Jumbo and microtransacting the hell out of that. Like, what are we really doing? And I know there are plenty of good breakers out there that do things on the up and up, but then you also have this nonsense tacked on top of it, where in addition to just paying the inflated price for the product because you're buying it through a breaker, you now have to worry about the breaker doing something dumb, like scamming you or doing some other nonsense and shenanigans. And I know, like I said, most of the breakers are pretty legitimate operations out there, but even the biggest of them all, Backyard Breaks, has had a ton of scandals around them. I just do not understand the need to take all this extra risk on just to gamble on sports cards. And that's really what it ultimately comes down to, is turning all this stuff into slot machines. The best thing that could ever happen, in my opinion, is honest to God regulation coming to breaking in general. And maybe that would eliminate a decent amount of breakers because they wouldn't be able to jump through all the hoops. And it would potentially recorrect the price of sealed wax, because I think that's ultimately the biggest problem that I have, is breakers basically inflating the overall price of sealed wax just by them existing. I saw Run Good Life just posted a video last week about breakers basically pump and dumping Prism Deca first off the line. I'm sure stuff like this happens all the time. And then God only knows bringing in CT scanning into the equation of all this nonsense, because you cannot tell me that at least some percentage, and it might be small, of breakers are scanning at least some amount of product. And I'm not saying that they're scanning to hold it back, like, oh, let me keep this box for myself. I think they're scanning it to stage the breaks the way that they want it to, or to take care of whale customers. Hey, you spent $150,000 a year with us. FYI, you might want to buy into this upcoming Prism break. How about the Spurs for X amount of money? Or make sure you get the Spurs, bid up the Spurs. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You're probably going to hit something good. Or when they call their shot with, oh, we're going to hit X, Y, or Z card. That's where I think a lot of the loaded box allegations come from. I think it's because there's probably a decent chance some of this stuff is CT scanned by them, and then they are basically stacking the deck. And so they go on these epic runs to drive the hype and FOMO for that break, the next break, or their future breaks. Like I said, I know that there's plenty of upstanding citizens out there. This is just my little rant on breaking, because I'm kind of over it. And I don't, like I said, I don't participate in breaks. I've never bought into a break. I don't ever plan on buying into a break. If I can't afford the box, then I will just wait and buy singles. I guess that just means I don't always get to chase the biggest hit in the product of super expensive products, because I'm not going to spend $5K on an NT box. But I'm also not going to throw my money down the toilet buying into a spot for a Texans break in, X, Y, or Z product to chase some CJ Stroud thing. That's just not for me. I'm going to open my boxes myself and have full control over the entire experience. So that's my word of wisdom to all you out there. Just pause the next time you're getting ready to buy into a break and just ask yourself the question, can I just buy this box on my own myself, cheaper and easier? If it's even close, then just go do that. And I get not every product is designed that way. If you really want to rip or degen, or if you're really chasing a card, are you better off to look at, I'm going to spend $5,000 in Spurs breaks to chase Wemby stuff? Or are you better off to just take the $5,000 and buy a really good Wemby card that you actually want? You hand pick the one that you want versus trying to chase and get some big hit out of it. But I think the ultimate problem, what it really comes down to, is most people are not ripping wax and buying in the breaks because they actually want to own the cards that are coming out of the break. It's just a scratch off ticket. And I think really that's what it boils down to. Curious for your thoughts and comments down below. Catch you on the next one. Peace.